Hello and thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. So today I'm going to be colouring in Pop Manga Flights of Fancy by Camilla de Erico. I shall show you the page, but the book cover. This is it, Flights of Fancy, Pop Manga colouring book. And this is a page you all chose for me to colour from here, out of the 3 choices I provided in the poll. And at the moment I am waiting for some masking fluid to dry, as I want to use these inks in the background. Don't know how they're going to work on this page. I don't think I'm going to be able to move them around much because of the type of paper that the book is, but I want quite a vibrant background anyway, so as long as it doesn't look too bad, I'm okay with it. And let's face it, this is my first page in this book, so if I ruin it, it's fine. It's the first page. If I'm going to test anything at any point, it would be the first page, because if it is an absolute complete disaster, I can buy a new book, right? And I won't lose any coloured pages. Although I'm more likely, if this is a disaster, I will just fix whatever the problem is anyway, to the best that I can. And every time I see the page, if it has a mistake on it, I'm like, I can learn from that. Because, yeah, sometimes I like that not every page is exactly how it's supposed to look, because I don't know, I like looking through my coloured pages and it brings back the memories. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just waiting for a few bits here and there to dry, because in some areas I added too much. Yeah, I'm not very accurate. I bought this masking pen, and I'm used to using masking fluid in a pot and using a paintbrush to put it where I want. And yeah, this came out too fast for me today, so yeah, I thought it would be dry by now, if I'm honest. It's been about 25 minutes. I'm not actually sure how long it says it takes to dry. I don't think it says it on the pen. It would probably vary, but I know that my other one normally dries in 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. And yeah, I thought that this would be done. So yeah, I have some various colours of the inks already on my palette, and I'm going for like a reddish, pinkish, orangish background. I'm not worried about, oh gosh, putting my finger right in it, that bit is dry because none of it's on my finger. So yeah, I'm not worried about the ink going on the mushrooms that are in the background, because I can work with that, and yeah, that's a lot of mushrooms to go around. But these mushrooms that are attached to the big mushroom, I want to make sure that they stay as little amount of ink on them as possible. Yeah, I'll just show you my colour palette of inks. I have these. I mixed the pink with one of the reds and the white because I want to add dabs of pink in there. And I don't have a pastel-y pink. I don't know how well this is going to work. Like I said, I'm hoping it doesn't completely disaster, but like I said, if that happens, it happens. I will worry about that when the time comes. So I'm going to pause now just to allow for these last couple of spots to dry a bit more without boring your head off. Okay, so I've got a bit of kitchen roll here just in case any drips happen. I'm hoping they don't. That probably won't help, but it might a little bit. So I'm going to have to be quite quick on this. I don't know what I'm doing really, because these inks I've never used in a colouring book before. I've used them on a PDF page on watercolour paper. Hence why I know that they work with a lot of water well on that paper, but I can't use that much water in this book. So yes, I'm going to have to work as fast as I possibly can, and hope for the best, really. Yeah, if it's completely and utterly I can always wait for it to dry and get the acrylic paint out. So you are with me on this journey of testing. So yes, let's just get down to it then. So I just have a paintbrush, medium sort of size. I have my colours, and now, yes, make sure my brush is clean because I did mix that pink earlier. First, I am going to actually tell you the colours that are on my palette. So I have the red violet, which I showed you a minute ago. I have a tangerine. I have a terracotta. I have a crimson. I have a golden yellow. I don't know if I'm going to be using much of that one yet. I have a red and a white. I don't think there's a need to show you a white, but yes, that was me trying to mentally prepare myself by procrastinating. So here I go. I think I'm going to start with the darker colour. That, what was it? Red violet. I wasn't going to add that, and then I saw it there and I thought, oh, that's so pretty. And this is just my first layer. I am going to be trying to add in a little bit of detail with certain colours, so yes. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I don't mind going over those leaves. God, that is so pretty. Look at that colour. Yeah, I may go quite quiet when I feel like I have to concentrate, because I'm adding these colours in fast, because once they're dry there is no reactivating any of these. So good luck to me, I guess. Oh, but this is so pretty. Add a bit of orange up here. Ooh. Trying not to agitate the paper too much, but it may be inevitable in some places. But I like the, you know, when this sort of effect I'm getting at the minute, where it's sort of merging into each other. Ooh, a bit of that yellow might go, make it, ooh, pretty. But then I've got to think about down here. They're drying now, so maybe I just have to add that dark colour again, or whatever colour I leave off from, to help it look decent. A bit of the brown maybe down here. Ooh, pretty. But I think more of the dark colours are going to come on my second layer. Wow, that brown actually makes that pink look really pretty. Bit of the yellow from the brown, that will make it a different sort of brown, won't it? Okay, the yellow was actually a nice addition colour. I wasn't sure I was going to use it, but I think it will look nice. As you can see, I'm not cleaning off my brush at all, because I don't think I've got time to, if I'm honest. Bit of the red, or whatever red this was. I think this was a crimson. Yeah, orange. I'm gonna do an, oh, that looks pretty. That made a really nice orange. That crimson and the tangerine together. Ooh, look at that pretty colour. It's like a reddy orange. I don't know why I'm being so careful. This is where my masking fluid is. I have to be a bit careful, but not that careful. Yellow one down here. Ooh. I don't know what colour my mushrooms are going to be yet. Sorry for my weird commentary. The ooh and all that. I just have to go with the flow. In there. This orange is coming in very handy. I just wanted autumn colours because it's autumn and this is a very autumnal page. It's so pretty. And it kind of reminds me of like autumn leaves, these colours. Just make that blend in again. I love it when it sort of dries, and I won't know until this is fully dry how well this has held up. These are India inks, so they shouldn't go through the page. Saying that is one thing and having it happen is another, so here's hoping for the best. A bit more of that down here. Oh, that's so pretty. I do love that colour, that violet red. Yeah, these mushrooms I think are going to have Posca pen on them, so yeah, it doesn't matter to me as much how they turn out. That is a bit too much ink on the edge of that page for my liking. I want a bit more pinky purple in there. Make sure I get in that spiny bit. Red. Oh, that is such a pretty red. That may have just gone onto the next page, but like I say, on most of the backgrounds in Camilla de Erico books, I use some form of paint or something. So having it go on to the next page isn't a problem because it's easily coverable. But look at these colours, aren't they so pretty? I mean, it might not be your sort of cup of tea, but it is me. And sometimes I'm not used to using such vibrant colours because I tend to play it safe a bit and go for muted. And I mix the brown and that red. I do love that colour. Oh, wrong colour dipped in, but I'll use it now. I went to get more brown and I got red or crimson. I don't know if I put masking fluid over that leaf. I cannot remember for the life of me. Get in here. A bit of orange in there because that did not transition very well. Red. Maybe that will help. Brown up here. Do you like the brown? Oh, may have gone over that too much. Oops. I will have to leave this overnight to dry. I know that for a fact right now. The amount of ink that I'm putting on this page. This is similar to what I did on the PDF page that I was talking about. But yeah, that obviously could handle more water. And obviously it makes it a different effect when it dries, doesn't it? Like, obviously you have not seen me dip my brush into water at all. I want to lighten this area up here. But I am going to introduce black into my second layer, so there is going to be more depth. This may be a long video because I do feel like this is going to take me a while. Camilla de Araco's pages are both fast and slow at the same time, I always find. Yeah. I love them. I'm so glad there's a new book. I've just about used all that orange. I'm going to have to get some more, but I'm going to do this corner first. I need to do this corner. Or up here, sorry. Cannot have it drying on me. Please don't dry. Need a bit of darkness up here, I think, because of where I stopped from that side and I'm starting on this side. Where it meets up. I have no idea what any colours for anything else is going to be, and I actually don't think I need any more orange because I feel like I need yellow up here. Whereas yellow was it's going to go with the colours already on my brush. Let's wipe a bit off. And here I was thinking I wasn't going to use the yellow. How silly of me. Whew. Have I missed any? I don't think so. So that is going to have to dry now. But oh my gosh, it looks so pretty on the camera as well. It's really capturing the colours. Hopefully it dries similar, because as you all know, when you use paint or anything, you need to know that when it dries you may not have the same colours as you put down. And as you can notice, I never use that pastel pink I mixed because I like the vibrancy, and I don't think I'm going to use it. Yeah, I don't know, but hey ho, that will have to dry now overnight, so this will be at least the next day when I start filming again. Hope you're all doing well, by the way. Okay, it's a new day and we are dry. Well, actually we may have a little bit that's not dry because I did have to touch up some edges after I peeled off the masking tape, and I did have a little bit of a disaster up here. It tore the paper a little bit, which is really unfortunate. I drew in a little bit of design, but I don't know if I'm going to have to like use acrylic paint or something on her wings, because I don't think the coloured pencil would go over that. You can feel the texture of the paper is definitely not good. But that is for a different time. I'm carrying on with the background and I am terrified. So I decided while I was letting this dry and whatnot that I want to make it look a bit like cloudy, smoky in the background. So yeah, and so I need my black, which I was going to use to add details anyway, but I didn't know what I was going to do yet. So I decided on the smoky look, and then for some reason I think these look like they should be dangling. Don't ask me why, I don't know, this is what my brain says. So I want to add some gold leaf strings to my mushrooms, and I want to do the little leaves or petals or whatever they are also with the gold leaf, but that will be after the background is all done and the mushrooms are coloured in. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you sort of where my brain's at right now. A bit weird, but you know. Oh, I have forgot to get water. Be right back. Okay, or better. How can I forget water when I am using a water sort of medium in the background? Although it's ink, but you know, I need to wash my brush and whatnot. So in my palette, I now have a black, and then a few of the colours that I have previously used. I sort of tried to mix them in a way that they've ended up on the page, but yeah, I'm not the best at matching what is on the page for paint and such, and I am actually terrified to go in with the black. Like, I want to start with an area that isn't too visible in case I go wrong. I think down here in this corner, or up here. I think I best start up here actually, because else I'll have to wait for it to dry to then, yeah. I'll be putting my hand and whatnot in it, won't I? Oh boy. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. If you're seeing this video, then you're seeing how it turns out anyway, but at this present moment in time, I haven't a clue. So I'm going to be putting it in the darker areas, and oh my gosh, I just put it on the paper, it's happening. And then I am going to have to get a bit of the colour that is sort of surrounding it and just blend it out. I hope that it looks okay. I just hope it dries okay, because I'm not sure, I've never layered these on top of it after you've had like a base layer down, if you know what I mean. But yeah, because I want the gold, I think it'll look better if there's some darkness within the background. Oh, that is so pretty. I think I'm gonna like it, as long as I remember not to put too much black down. In certain places. So I just keep, after I've added black, I clean my brush off, then dip into the ink that is a similar colour. That is, so this is that pinky purpley colour. What was it called? Red Violet. And it seems to be helping me blend in to what there is. Obviously you have different layers of clouds here, so It's going to look nice, hopefully. I'm going to dip into that orangey colour a bit here, just so the colour can flow on. Do you think this was a good idea or a bad idea? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the sort of thing I would normally do with like acrylic, and you can sort of fix your problems with another layer, but this I'm not sure I'd be able to. So I'm going to put a bit of black up in this corner, not much, hopefully. Not much, hopefully, like I'm in control here, or am I really in control? You know how it goes. Just sort of dabbing it on, and then I would get that. Right, there needs to be a bit in there, a bit in there. So I have 2 water pots here as well. One I'm only rinsing off my black, and then the other is just my water. Because as you get dirty water too quickly, especially if you're using a black, I don't know what this is going to look like when it's done. But so far I'm liking it, but it only takes me putting the colour in the wrong place once, and then it's ew, you know. So I'm gonna have a bit down here. I feel like this is a weird shape, so I'm gonna get my black a minute. And oh, I didn't put much on there then, did I? I was trying to limit myself, but I limited it too much. I like it. That bit looks oddly light there, which I think doesn't match the area. So I'm going to get rid of that. Did I ruin it? Maybe. Did I not? Who knows? We will see at the end, won't we? That pinky colour. Let's deal with this. It does, the black and that pink does give off a good colour combination for my shadowing. What do you think? I like it. If that goes all over the page, I think I will be okay. So I don't know whether to go up or down. I've got to do both anyway. I think starting at the top might be the better option because of putting my hand in anything. I'm going to add a little bit of darkness here. But in these lighter colours, I don't want much of this showing really, because these are my lighter areas anyway. So you'd have less dark, and then I've got my orange on my brush now. So hopefully, that was too much black. That was definitely too much black up there. Let me just... too much black for this area. I'm just going to take a bit of that off. And get my orange back. Oh, and I will say it hasn't bled through the paper at all for that first layer. So we'll see how the second layer goes. Obviously this is why you need your paper dry before you go in with a second layer. And I just ruined that, didn't I? Well, I have to acrylic paint the butterfly wings anyway, so let's not worry about it. Put a bit of that up there. Oh, this looks pretty. I think I'm going to like it. I think I made the right choice at this present time. Whether the dangling mushrooms is a good idea, we will soon find out. I don't think this will be me doing this for long tonight, as my niece is coming back. My mum has taken her out to dinner, and so yes, once she is back, she's not noisy, but also I wouldn't be able to do this in peace. Why did I get the orange again? I'm not in the orange area, am I? I don't think it really matters too much. I think I'm adding too much black in this area up here again. I just went in the orange again. What is wrong with me? But I don't want to waste it, so it's coming on the page, whether it needs to or not. I'll dip in the pink this time. I dip in the pink as I'm going over to the orange side. Kind of funny. I'll get the orange again in a minute. That is definitely needing more blending out than that. Let's bring this down here a bit because I want to get that orange again. See what we can do here. See, that's looking better already, I think. Like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to dry. Hopefully not too patchy because I'm not doing a third coat. I am not. I shall be here a million years watching. I don't like this bit up here. I think there's too much black, and I think that it's dried a bit too much. It will have to stay. I suppose it looks okay. It's just odd because that's so light and not so dark, whereas this is quite vibrant over here. But I think once I do these other lighter areas, maybe it will look a bit better. Right, let's get some black again. This is a deep zone. I can tell this is a deep zone, so I'm not worried about how much black I'm putting down. We will want some light shining through, but having this background and then colouring her in, I think she will pop, which is always nice on a page, isn't it? When your main focus character pops right off the page. I've got my pink on here now. Ooh, that's pretty. I do like it when I bring it out. I do have a mushroom there that I'll have to remember's there. I may have to just forget that one exists because I have gone completely over it. Right, I think I'm going to stop with this area at the moment and go back to over down here, because else if I carry on down here and then go over to this side, my hand's going to be right there, and I don't need that. None of us need that. I think I just put way too much black onto my brush, so we'll start with the darker areas nearer the spine. I'm just going to have to put some more of this red violet on my palette. Should have done that before I started that, don't want it to dry up. But I have actually, with the red violet, added some of the crimson colour into it, because, you know, when I was doing it, I wasn't, whatchamacallit, I wasn't washing my brush off, so I had a bit of everything. I kind of dab when I'm doing stuff like this. I don't know if there's any easier technique or anything to use, but I'm not good at things like this. So I just go with what I can do. Too much black down here again. More of that pinky colour. Do a bit of the orange in this area. It does not look right. Right, back to my black a minute. I'll do this area up here. That bit's just gonna sort of little bits of black going through it, because yeah, it would, because this is my lighter area again. My orange. Using those colours that are in the area to blend the black out really does help. I know I've got brown in this area, but I think the brown would be too much to blend. That bit looks weird up there. Let me add a bit of the pink into the edge. It might help. Or it might make it worse. Back to the black. I'm going to do in here. I do think this is fine being a darker area again, because it's behind her anyway, so this doesn't want to help me at all. Get the pink. There's a lot of water there. Pick some of that up. I didn't touch this these bits up, did I? Look, there's no ink on there at all. So I'm going to make those darker areas, shall I? Why not? And that bit over there looks like it needs shadow. Let me work on those ones first, because doing too many at once would not be a good idea, would it? It's sort of blobbing around. It's not cooperating anymore on this side for some reason. I don't know, I just found it easier up there than I am down here. I don't know, it might just be me. Sometimes I get comfortable doing something and then I stop being able to do it. Which is, I know, silly, but that's how I feel sometimes when I'm colouring. I'm like, I did this 2 years ago. I did it then, why can't I do it now? I'm going to get a bit of the yellow on my brush. Maybe that's where I was going wrong. It won't blend in because the colour was too different. It's because the black is such a drastically different colour, isn't it? I accidentally let these dry up a little bit. Not good. Shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna have to just erase that a minute. No, it's supposed to be more red down there, but of my own fault I forgot I had those bits over there I needed to blend out. And now they're stuck like that. It's alright. Right, I'm going to go in here, do these little bits down here. This time I'll try and remember. Orange. Okay, that bit being dark. Maybe I'm not going dark enough. Maybe that's why it's weird. I did go quite dark up there, didn't I? And then down here I'm playing it a bit more safe, I think. So let's put a bit more black in. Let's see how we go. Never know. And I don't want to do the paper too much, but it's holding up well so far. Like, I can't see any problems that it's causing. something I don't like and I can't put my finger on it. I think it's this bit here. I think it looks out of place a bit. So I'm gonna, it's that bit where I let it dry when I didn't mean to. So I think I need to adjust it a bit. I'm just leaving it at that, else I'll ruin it. Carrying on down the bottom here. I don't mind the bottom being quite dark actually, because the mushroom would be on the floor. So I might just black that out a bit. Get a bit of pink on it. It's like it's not attaching itself to the paper. It's weird down here. I can't put my finger on what the problem is. Unless there's still a bit of the masking tape residue on there. So the ink is sort of avoiding it. I don't really know. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera. It sort of shifts from the part where I'm putting it down. It's fine. I can, if it doesn't want to cooperate, I can put coloured pencils on it when I get to it. But like, see what I mean? I'm doing it and then it's sort of weird. Like, once I add the pinky colour to it, it seems to cover. Like, I don't get it. What in the world is going on? Oh well. See, it's coming from the edges a bit. I don't know. Strange. That was, yeah, weird. Don't know. So I'm gonna just carry on. I should not have done this corner. Darn. I was supposed to do top and then come back to the bottom. I'm going to take my yellow for this section. That was too much water on here. And just do the initial. And now get the yellow back again after drying the brush off. That's still too much because I never lifted it up, did I? It's workable. Pink. Started off saying purpley colour and now I'm saying pink. It's more pink than purple, isn't it? too much on there. So it's that time of month again where I'm watching all of everybody's completed pages videos, and I'm loving it. I'm working on my page in the Japanese squirrel book, the Nakayoshiko squirrel and the residents of Antique Town, or Antique Street, I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it's coming along nicely, but it is taking forever. So I'll be glad when that one's done, because I don't have a completed page yet this month, and it's already over a week in. What is the date today? Is it like the 9th or something? I think it's the 9th. And I don't... No, I have one completed page. I completed one today. That's in the Colour in Heaven Pocket edition, the Sweet Girls. Yeah. When I was colouring that one though, I was a bit taken back because I know Colour in Heaven don't deal with artists that use AI art, but then the girl I was colouring had 5 fingers that didn't look right, and I was like, doesn't this normally only happen for AI art? And I haven't said anything to them or anything, because it might just be a girl with 5 fingers. It happens. But yeah. So if you've had actual artists where they have actually got more fingers and stuff, let me know. Because it is, like I said, a bit concerning that like an AI art has slipped through the cracks or something. And yeah, I will never colour AI art. It's not art. It's not original. Like, you can take inspiration from other people's artists, but you can't steal it, draw over it and call it your own. It's just, it's not right, is it? You think of all the hours that people have to put into their artwork. It's why I don't shop on Temu. Well, that, and I don't really want to, but like, I don't think I could trust it. I went off topic a bit there, didn't I? But I was a bit concerned when colouring that page. Why does she have 5 fingers? I'm still thinking I want to do the dangly gold strings for the mushrooms. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't really have a reason why I add where I add. If anybody's questioning me, I don't know. Just do. Sometimes it looks nice, sometimes it doesn't, and yeah. dark area down here actually, because the other side's got quite a lot of darkness. This side is more light. I'm okay with it being light, but maybe a bit more darkness is needed. Into my orange now. Put the yellow on here. I just, you know, mix it in a bit because it was looking very patchy there. Back to my orange. Put up here. And black. Now we're going back in. Got my yellow for these areas now, I think. I think I went the wrong way with that. Oops. I was meant to go up instead of down. Lift a bit of that up. There's too much water. I can try and redo. That's the only thing with water mediums. If you're not liking it, you can sort of dab it off of your page, can't you? Now let's get the black back. Did I see I was supposed to go up or down? Oh, I don't know. Just breathe. Almost there. But it's when you're almost there that you're like, ah. It's out, not up. Right. It's just clicked with me. I've got the orange for up here. And then the yellow for down here. Still looks a bit odd. It's because I'm used to doing dark corners and this corner's a light corner. And I don't really know how to do it. It just looks like I'm going in the same direction, so maybe I just need to darken off this bit sort of here. So it would be a different sort of shape. May not work, but I think this is a better option than what was already there. It's starting to look a bit weird. It's okay to change it as you go along anyway. Some of it off because that was a bit too much. yellow back. Don't have much yellow left in here. I need a little bit more, which is annoying because I'm going to put too much into my palette and then I won't need it anymore. Going muddy. Everybody knows not to mix yellow and black, but hey ho. I think I added too much water is what it is. Everybody's screaming at me, "You've lost your light source in the corner." I'm okay with that. I think that's actually better than having the dark black. Now I just have to sort of wait for it to dry, won't I? To see how I like it. This bit down here needs orange on it. I'm sorry, it does. Maybe pink it out a bit as well. It's looking a bit lost. Like the rest of the corner is very pink, and then this bit had no pink in it at all. That's better. I do like it better than just having that first coat on it. I admit that. I do also think, try not to put my hand in anything, this bit here needs black, not orange. Just blend that in a bit. Oh, I got it on the wing, but like I said, I've got to use acrylic on that anyway. I was looking to there. I like that better. Okay, so I'll be back for a next bit in a minute for you. Probably tomorrow for me because I need to make sure that dries completely again. But yeah, the paper's handling it well. Love the colours, like the vibrancy, especially that pinky colour. Love it. Hello once again. It has actually been over a week since I last coloured anything on this page. Basically, on the first day that I normally film, I had basically a snotty nose, and I was like, didn't want to be having to keep blowing my nose whilst filming. Like, it would have just been distracting. And then at the weekend I went to the festive gift fair at the NEC, so I was a bit busy there. So yes, that was good though. I think I went to that a few years back now, and yeah, it's just got some like good gifts. I bought a couple of Christmas presents, and yeah, it's just a nice day out really. Always love going on a train as well, so bonus. So I'm going to colour the mushrooms next, and I've decided to go with like the red top mushrooms with the white spots. Yeah, just keeping it simple really. So I have my Black Widow pencils, and for the tops I'm going to be using Bloodshot, Sundown and Blood Red. So one is more orangey, which will be for little bits of it. Mostly going to be using the Blood Red and Bloodshot. I'm going to go over a base layer lightly with the Blood Red, and this is from the Scorpion set. The Bloodshot and the Sundown are from the Dragon set. So it doesn't... Oh, first of all, I did after this had dried and I took a step back, I was like, that looks like an out of focus like set of autumn leaves, and I'm like, that'll work for me. And it does have a, it's not matte in some places. I think I did have something on my paintbrush. Maybe it was the masking fluid. I'm not sure if I used the same paintbrush, but you can see probably some of it looks glossy, and yeah, I don't know, that might just be the finish that those inks give off, but it only seems to be on the parts where I've added the second layer of the ink. Is that picking up? Yes. You can see here and here, these lighter bits, they're not glossy. And remember, I was having trouble with like it on my brush and it moving around on the paper. So yeah, I think I may have had something on there, but it's okay. I'm fine with how it looks. And I just love the vibrancy of it, to be honest. So let me get back to that. Blood red. I'm just going to do a layer on these on the top. And it's okay about some of it having ink on it, because not all of these need to be fully visible, let's face it. Plus the colours that I've used in the background are slightly similar to the colours of what the mushrooms are going to be anyway. Not really, but you know what I mean. Reds, oranges. I can't believe there's not much left of this month and I've only completed 2 pages. Yep, completed 2 pages. That is it. I've been colouring, I just haven't finished anything. This one, I'm going to do a brown mushroom top. The rest are going to be red. Because this one doesn't have the dots on it, so I thought maybe that one can be different. But yeah, I like adding a base of colour. I don't know, I find it easier when it comes to blending if I have a light layer already on there of the main colour I'm going for. Is that a leaf? I think that's a leaf. Because some of these leaves, well, all of the leaves that are in the background that are still visible, they're going to be gold. And I'm still planning to do my dangling mushrooms on gold string. Still don't know where that idea came from, but I'm going with it because I want shiny on the page. I want there to be something shiny, and I feel like gold would go nicely with this colour palette. Because it's very warm. I am still colouring my page from the Japanese Friendly Squirrel and the Residents of Antique Town. I did retranslate that because the first time I translated it, it came up Nakayoshiko Squirrel. And so I put in Google Translate and apparently Nakayoshiko is like friendly or something like that. And then so I put the book title back through the translator and it came up with Friendly Squirrel this time instead of the Nakayoshiko. So yeah, I don't know, I wish Google Translate was like perfect, but I'm just glad that it's even translating that much, to be honest, because at least then we get a sense of what it's called, even if it isn't 100% accurate. See, that's what I wish my superpower was, that I understood every language in the world. And I know you could say, well, you can learn it. I'm like, my brain don't work that way. I learnt French for all of high school. Yep, that's gone. I remember like little bits, but asked me to have a conversation and that ain't happening. I was never any good at it anyway. Like, it just doesn't stay in my brain. So now I'm going to still keep that colour at the moment, the blood red. Just a moment. Let me just see which one's actually darker on my sheet. So you've got blood red and bloodshot. Bloodshot's got a slight brown tint to the red. So that is my darker one, which is the one I need next. So I will switch to the bloodshot and add in where I want the darker tones to be. It's slightly less red. I will be adding black as well, but I want to visualize on the page first where I want my shadows more to be. I'm not picking my shadows for any particular reason other than the fact that I want them there. This isn't a realistic page, so I don't feel obligated to have meaning behind where I'm putting this. Oh, I knew that was going to happen to one of these pencils because before starting to film I put them all through the sharpener and a couple of them I overdid. I always overdo it. And sometimes leads withstand the pressure, but sometimes like this, when I'm having to use a bit more pressure, then obviously they're going to break. That's okay. Anybody finished their Christmas shopping yet? I haven't. It's like this year I'm buying like little bits and then just putting them all together, because each year goes by and it gets harder and harder to know what to buy for someone, because you're like, I bought that for them last year and then the year before I bought something similar to that. So it's like, yeah, what do you get people? Especially dads. Like, dads are notoriously hard to shop for because they don't want anything, they don't need anything, and if you get them something, are they actually going to use it? Like, is that just me? I just feel like that's everybody's dad. Either that or they ask for something ridiculously priced. Like, every year my dad's like, PlayStation 5, and I'm like, yeah, I'll win the lottery first. But yeah, because they are extremely expensive nowadays. Like, even the games, like just one individual game, like, whew. I remember when I was a kid and you would have a PlayStation. We've always had a PlayStation or some sort of console. Before the PlayStation we had that Nintendo, the one where you put the cartridges in. I can never remember what it's called, but like you had like your Mario Kart and everything on it. Yeah, and then we got the PlayStation, and yeah, games back then, like when I was a teenager and that, you could go into a shop or a second-hand shop, because that's fine too, and you could buy a game for like £10 in a second-hand shop. If you were buying it new, it would cost £15–20. Like, depends on how long ago the release is as well, but like you could save up as a kid a week or two and like a month and have a game. Now, like, so I have a Nintendo Switch. I've not bought a new game on that. All of mine are quite old. Like, I have Pokemon, but it's a quite old version now. Like, buying the newer versions at the prices they are, I can't justify it. Like, I'm not a gaming everyday kind of person. I have those moments where I'm like, I have to sit down and play something, and then I'll go like 2 weeks without playing on it. And yeah, the prices of games are ridiculous. It got me onto the gaming topic because of Christmas presents, obviously, but also because I'm colouring mushrooms. So now I'm actually going to get my black now, because I think this would be a good time to have it. And just lightly add it in a few places on the mushrooms. I don't really colour mushrooms all that often. Like, I know they're in a lot of books, but yeah, I'm not the best. I'm not the best at colouring food, if I'm honest. Because most of the time I try to make it look like the actual food, and that don't work. Because half the time I don't know exactly what it is. Like, I know it's a mushroom, but what type of mushroom? I know it's an apple, but what type of apple? Like, my brain likes realistic things, but I can't do that if I don't know what it is. That's why I don't like colouring plants, I think. I spend far too much time thinking, what colour should it be? And what kind of plant is that? When it really doesn't matter, because it's a colouring book. But I do get stuck in that place quite often when it comes to plant colouring. And even leaves. I'm not a fan of colouring leaves, because again, I'm like, my brain just goes green. Or if it's autumn, then you add a bit of reddy orange into them. But some trees in autumn go this golden colour, which is beautiful, and I've probably already mentioned when I was doing the background, but I've seen quite a lot of golden yellow leaves this past month. And yeah. But it's like, you even get like those purpley colour looking leaves on some trees. I don't know what type of tree that is. And then you also get ones that just go brown. And then you get ones that just stay green and don't seem to bother with the seasons at all. But like, if I coloured it autumnally and then had green leaves as well, I'm like, is that the type of tree that would actually stay green? Or is that the type that would lose its leaves early or late? Because that's another factor. Some trees lose their leaves like right at the beginning of autumn, and then some are still got the leaves on until like last week. And I'm like, okay, you're finally losing your leaves now. Let me try this sundown on it as well. Oh yes, that's pretty. It always helps when you have a variation of colours in things to make it look like it's solid. It's like at the moment, like I said, I'm colouring the squirrel page. I don't have much left, but what I have left is literally the squirrels, leaves and flowers. And I'm like, oh no. But there was a reason why I haven't coloured the squirrels first, because if I coloured them first, I would not want to colour anything else and it would end up being a whip. I just knew it. So I was like, colour the squirrels last. You can have fun at the end. But now, yeah, it's got to the part where I only have the squirrels and the leaves. And I'm like, what sort of greens should I use? Because I need some to be light and some to be dark, but it's also night time, so I can't go too light, but the darkness can't be the same as the darkness for the dark leaves. Yeah, so I just sit there like procrastinating. I'm gonna just use that orange on that because yes, it needs it. Yeah, I really want to finish that page tomorrow though. Don't know if I will, but hopefully. I'm just going to keep that one red without any orange on it. And I just recently started watching season 2 of the Rings of Power. So I'm having fun with that. I do like it. Some people couldn't get into it, but I quite like it. I do like anything fantasy involved normally anyway. I also want to watch that, what's it called? The Nautilus? Yes. I think I watched one episode of that to see what it's like. And then I wanted to watch The Rings of Power, so that will be after that. But yeah, I do like things that are fantasy based. Gets you away from reality, doesn't it? It's like crime shows. I can't watch true crime, but I can watch 1,000,001 different crime dramas. I don't have one that I'm watching at the moment though, because before I was watching Cold Case before The Rings of Power, so I need to find a new one to watch, or an old one, because I do like watching things that have a lot of seasons. But I don't know if there's any more out there that I haven't watched that I'm actually still interested in, so I might have to re-watch something. I have Amazon Prime, so yes, I'm not sure what's available on there. When I'm already watching something, I don't tend to look through things to see what there is on there to watch, because I'm already watching something and I don't want to get distracted. But then, like I said, I don't know what's on there. So I should probably... I only see like what's suggested when you first go on to Prime. Movie wise though, I'm going through slowly the Fast and the Furious films, because I can't remember which ones I have and haven't watched. I know I haven't watched the recent ones, but like near the beginning I knew I had watched the first 2. Then it gets like, did I watch the 3rd one or only the 4th one? And you know, because there's so many of them that I've lost track. But yeah, I know there was a time when I didn't watch them. So now I'm watching through them to remind myself. Unfortunately, they're not available on Prime, so I am buying them to watch. But I haven't bought films. I've only recently started buying films again. But I don't see the point in renting them. I have to actually buy it and just have it. Because what if I want to watch it again? Like, do I have to rent it again? I'm like, no. Plus they do a lot of deals, like sometimes they'll be like only $4.99 for a film to keep and stuff like that. Obviously the new releases are going to be more, but you don't have to watch it as soon as it comes out. There's a mushroom that you cannot see. It's got a white dot there. I think I need to sharpen this red after this one. I feel like I'm very babbly today. I apologise, because I am talking loads of random as well, aren't I? I'm just going to sharpen this. So what sort of shows and that do you all watch? Do you watch any? You might not be a TV person or a film person. You might be a book person. I'm not a book person unless it's colouring books. I like it going into my imagination, and I can't do that if I've got to read it. Like just listening to a story and like being able to visually see the characters and know what they sound like and all of those things. Yeah, I like that. I've never been able to get lost in a book. Oh, like even when I was younger, I was never a book person. I do like these. Like I said, it's simple keeping it just to the red and white. Obviously I am adding shading to the whiter parts. I need that to be coloured because that's background. Some of the masking fluid was on those parts, obviously. Do that one red. This one is already coloured in with ink. I will probably have to add the dots in with a white Posca pen on that. So now that all the tops are done, right, I haven't missed any, I don't think. I'll now do the stems, stalks. What do you call it? This is what I mean. I know nothing. But yes, so I have these creamier colours. I have the brown fog and the light mocha, and these are from the skin set. It says skin there. And which one was my lighter and darker? So the light mocha is more brown, tan sort of colour, and the brown fog is a more of a grey cream kind of colour. Didn't know how to explain that really. So I'm going to do a base layer of the brown fog over all of the mushrooms. You might not be able to see this very well. Oh gosh. Why did that make me jump? I knew it was happening, so it made me jump. There are mushrooms there. How dare they? I'm just going to go in with the blood red. I'm just like, how did I not see them? Really? This is me for you, though, so. I even said, have I missed any? Ooh, yes. Alright, back to the brown fog. Well, at least I noticed now. That bit is background, it needs to be red. I'm gonna just get that bloodshot colour. That'll do. Anybody else just get donkey in their head when you go, that'll do? Well, you get Shrek saying it to donkey. It's like a generational thing though, isn't it? When people say certain things, and you have it pop in your head and you're like, okay. just takes the white away. Now that has a lot of ink on that one. I may have to Posca on that one. So I was like, yeah, I don't need to worry about this, blah de blah de blah. The ink's not gonna... I should have put the masking tape fluid on it. These are very aggressive mushroom stalks, though, these big ones. But is that a mushroom there as well? Is this reality? We're making it a mushroom now because, yeah, it's mushroom shaped. Oh, I just pressed down right on the tip of that. Right, now where was I? Brown fog. And I'm going to just do a layer of that over this one as well because it's gonna be on there anyway. Oh, and the paper is torn a bit here as well. Oh no. I need to... Let me pause it and operate. Right. Operation successful. I do have to be careful when I colour over that bit though. And that did make me remember the butterfly wing. But I kind of need to paint that rather than use pencil. I have my nice warm Oodie on, so I feel like a marshmallow, you know, because they only come in one size, well, adults, and, well, they did when I bought it, I don't know about now, and obviously it basically is thick and fluffy and just makes me think I'm a marshmallow. And this has leaves on as well. Why are all the pages I'm colouring at the moment having leaves on? It's because I'm doing autumn pages, I know, but why? Alright, so this light mocha, I don't know if it's going to be much of a difference. Oh, it is nice. I feel like I need a grey colour though. So just a moment, please. Difficult. I'm just going to go for the grey form, which is this, and that's also in the skin tone set. Yeah, it's a strange colour to have in skin tone set, but I guess you have shadows on skin and stuff. I normally use a purple. Yeah. But I'm going to try and limit the amount that I'm using of this. Well, it does work nicely with the colours that I've already used. That is good. So I'm going to shadow it up and lighten all over. I'm happy with that combination. Yeah, so I have my arm warmers on because my Oodie sleeves are so big and fluffy. They would get in the way, so I had to roll them up, but then the weather's not the best, so don't want my arms to get cold. We had snow. We had snow on Tuesday. Like, I had to walk to the bus stop to go to work, and it was absolutely chucking it down with snow. Had my umbrella up. By the time I got to the bus stop, I put my umbrella down and it basically had a thick layer of snow on top of my umbrella. So I closed it and it all fell off. And I was like, no wonder my umbrella felt heavy. But yeah, it was so nice though, because I got to work and everybody was so happy because there was snow, and it felt like the season. Like, Christmas is approaching, so there was Christmas music on the radio, and yeah, you've got the snow outside. It was all gone by lunchtime, but you know. It was here for a while. We were like, we need it on Christmas Day. Like, you wait till Christmas Day. It won't be snowing. It won't be cold. It'll be wet and raining. And that is the worst weather when it's Christmas Day. I'd rather it be like freezing cold and frosty than rain. But then for some people in the world, Christmas isn't even cold. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like Australia and such. I remember, I'm not sure if it was some sort of advert or something, and it had Santa on a surfboard. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I need my Posca pen. Where is my Posca pen? Right, it was with my supplies for the Japanese book. I need to get rid of the red on these mushrooms. I do think I'm going to possibly white out, but I don't know. I don't think I will actually, because they're going to be like hanging ornament decorations, because I'm having them on string, so maybe they're not even real. Interesting. My brain will process that as I colour. I wanted to get this finished today, but I don't think it's going to happen. Might need to do one more session of it tomorrow. Why didn't I put shadow on here? Ooh. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a long video though. So yeah, you might want to speed it up, get a year's supply of snacks. I'm sure not everybody watches the whole thing anyway. Maybe there is. I'm the type of person that likes long videos, so I watch it all at normal pace. Because I personally can't sit watching a video with it like sped up. I like to watch it in real time. Maybe I should have looked up a mushroom before I started colouring them. Might have been a good idea. But these ones are supposed to be a bit more realistic, aren't they? Well, to me. Some of the edge up. See what it looks like with the white dots. Just little speckly bits. Probably don't need speckly bits, but hey ho. Like these background ones, they're going to be hanging, but those ones aren't. Just see what it looks like a minute. This one is like my, let's try it, experimentation mushroom. No, I don't think I need the Posca on those ones. Just on the ones for her. And then I'll shade in the other ones. I didn't think when I put that Posca on I need to do these ones, and my hand's going to go right there. So I'm going to pause it a moment while I let it dry. Okay, that should be good enough. I do feel like I may have to add a bit of black in. I feel like these shadow, like there's something missing. I don't know what it is, and I just keep thinking you need deeper shadows. And then I don't know if that is what I need. Just a bit meh. It's like I like it, but I don't like it. It's really bugging me. Let's go over this one up here. Oh, nice. The Posca's staying put. So do I, or don't I, with the black? Here it comes. I don't, would just a darker brown be better? Darker brown. Yeah, let's try darker brown. So I do actually have the tarantula from the Black Widow set, which was what I'm going to use on the top of that one. So maybe if I put it in the shadows on these, it'll make it look like it at least belongs, because it'll be on the page somewhere else as well. Who knows? I was about to use Posca again. Too early. Too early. That is actually the bottom of that though. So I need the Posca on that stalky bit. Even if I am going to colour it in grey. It just doesn't need to be red. Was this a good idea with the brown? Bad idea with brown? It is adding something. Is it what I was after? I'm not sure. But it'll do. I'm not messing with it too much. They are mushrooms. It's more of the larger ones that it's noticeable. It's also because they're not realistic mushrooms anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am liking them better with the brown now that I've done it on a few of them. I will live. And I do like it, like these ones that have the white Posca detailing. I do think that was a good call for these ones, but like I said, I'm not doing it on all of them, just these main focal image ones. So I'll do that now, so then I can let it dry. Yes, I am getting hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Don't know what I'm going to have for dinner yet. But at the same time, I want to finish these mushrooms before I have dinner. So I will do the Posca on the top bits as well for this side. So I did put up the poll to see whether people wanted me, like, to see me complete Camilla de Erico's Cute and Creepy colouring book, and it seems like a yes, because nobody has voted no. Most people have put yes, and some people put yes but they don't need to see every page coloured. So I think what I'm going to do is video most of my pages being completed, but then there might be like one or two if there are a page where I don't really feel like it, you know, because that will probably happen, but for the majority I will video it. That poll will stay up until the end of the year anyway, but I feel like that's going to be my outcome. I do just want to make it so that actually you can see there's a mushroom there, and these dots as well, the dots that weren't visible. Made a bit of a mess of that one, but the others I'm going to be shading in anyway. Any more of this, gotta be careful not to stick my hand in anything. These ones at the top, I'm still going to shade over them, but that, at least now you can see that there are mushrooms there. So I'm going to pause again, don't want to waste your time. Okay, I just realised I've spent 45 minutes colouring mushrooms. Like, I feel so sorry for you. I hope you skipped past, and yeah, just don't feel bad if you have skipped through this a bit. Why have I spent 45 minutes colouring mushrooms? I didn't realise it had been that long. I'm just nattering away about everything, and yeah, so now I'm just adding a little bit of shadow to the white parts. Like, yes. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect anyway, but minutes. I just keep thinking about it. Like, I looked at my screen when I paused it and I was like, what? That can't be right. But apparently it is. I am going to add a bit of white Posca on these because some areas are very highly damaged from the ink, and I remember, like I said, clearly saying, oh, it doesn't matter if it gets on the mushrooms. Apparently now it does. Yes. Not going to get rid of all the black lines, just make it so, I don't know, that it looks a bit weird. Like I said, I can't put my finger on what is wrong. They just don't stand out. And I think it's because there's no highlight. Like these ones over here now look a lot brighter than them. So I'm going to say it's good that I'm adding the white. But when the dots were all white without the grey on, that didn't look right either. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a weird moment. Those ones up there are okay, and that one because I added them anyway. This one looks so cartoony. Like the perfect mushroom up there. I think it's just needed cleaning up a bit. Anyway. Yeah, so you probably wouldn't need to do this step because you've probably taken more care than I did. You know what, I'm just looking forward to adding the gold. I really want to do it now, but that's the last step. Gold is the last step because, I don't know, it feels like a finishing touch to me. That's going to make the page look better. Unless I ruin it, because it is also something that I feel like I could easily smudge because I'm going to be drawing the lines in with a ruler for with the, what's it called, the gilding paste that I used to stick down the gold leaf. And obviously I've got to try and not mess up my lines. I do think I will just show you roughly what I will do for that, and then I don't think I'm going to film me drawing in the lines because it is something that I'm going to have to take my time doing. And like I said, I've just done like 45-50 minutes on mushrooms and I haven't even done the big mushroom. So yeah. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to get that tarantula back. Not a real one. Pencil colour tarantula. I should wait for the Posca pen to dry again. Okay, I am determined to get this mushroom coloured before I have dinner. So I've got my tarantula and this is going to be one of those brown top mushrooms. I don't eat mushrooms, which is probably why I cannot fully picture in my mind what one looks like. Like, I know what it looks like, but the shade of brown, is it like a more goldeny brown? Or do you just get different colour ones? Like, I'm not a mushroom person. It's a texture thing for me. Yeah, and yeah, no. It's a no from me. It's a yes for a lot of people, but a know from me? And then I'm also going to do my shadows on this. This is like the lightest of that, but the darkest of this. I try and follow the line work that's sort of been put in. I might get the black on this as well though, this big one, because it is a different mushroom anyway. That is a bit that got torn up, so I need to be a bit gentle there. And yeah. Is that bit in or out? Should get all about. Oh dear, I apologise. My brain is very random today. Right, that is a leaf. These are leaves. Hair, foot, anklet. I think I've based the mushroom. Right, I'm going to start with the stalky bit. Is it called a stalk? I have no idea. Black, anyway. We're just going to get on with it. Because nobody needs to watch me colour mushrooms for any longer. Please don't feel like I'm offended if you have skipped past little mushrooms and feel like you need to skip past big mushroom because you can already colour a mushroom better than me. I'm not a mushroom colourer. I really am not. I only ever cook using mushrooms if I'm making something for somebody else and I'm not eating it, so pretty much not really. My mum loves mushrooms though, and my dad. So obviously I don't take after any of them in the mushroom eating department. It's weird how that happens. Like, how can your family love something and you're in the same family but you don't like it? Like, I'm the only picky eater in my family. How? Why? I wish I liked more. But yeah. To me it is basically down to smells and textures, so I just can't handle some. And I don't like mixing textures. I think I've said this before, but like when you put crunchy things in ice cream, I can't stand it. Like I can like what is there? Just take like a cookie dough ice cream or something, and it has like the chunky chocolate chips or something in, and they don't melt in your mouth like right away, and you're eating ice cream and then you're left with these chunky chocolate chips, and yeah, and then you've got to bite it, and it's like, that's a good example for me, those Muller corners where you've got your nice yogurt and then on the other side you've got like crunchy biscuit pieces, and I'm like, no, a yogurt needs to not do that. I love the fruit Muller corners. Oh, the cherry one is my favourite. Like they do the cherry and then is it blackberry and raspberry or blackberry and something? And yeah, those two are amazing. I also love It's either apricot or peach apricot, but that one. Not a huge fan of the strawberry one. I don't know, just something about it. Now I've got the light mocha. Light mocha. I feel like this needs to be the lightest colour in that as well, but maybe a bit more golden. I don't know. And it's like, also I can't drink smoothies that have bits in, or fruit juice that has bits in, like orange juice. I have to have it without the bits, because it's a drink. It's supposed to just go straight down. You're not supposed to chew it or feel like you're choking on something. But yeah, that's definitely a texture thing. Bits in drinks. But I like bubble tea, which makes no sense to me, because that's actually something you have to like. I've never had the tapioca ones. Is it tapioca? Yeah. I've only had like the popping ones. They're lovely. I need to get some more. It's, yeah. Maybe after Christmas. Now I'm going to take my white Posca pen a minute. This is one solid mushroom though. Like, is it a mushroom? Is it a tree stump? It's solid. Alright, now I need the top part to be much more brown. I'm going to just look for another brown I can add to it. Okay, I have the colour Castle, which is from the Dragon set. That Dragon set has a lot of the colours that I like to use. And apparently very good for autumnal pages. I have definitely sharpened that up too much. Right. Oh yes, that's the colour I want. I just wanted to add a little bit, but I'm adding my shadows first, so black. Right, so it sort of curves when so I'm having a bit down here. The edge. And then obviously she's going to create shadows from where she is sitting. So I'm going to add some shadowing around her. Deepen up the very darkest parts. She has amazing hair. Will I get around to colouring her? I will. I don't know about... I definitely need to eat something there. Like my tummy is complaining. So this is a saddle now. Definitely sharpened it too much. So I just go over these shadows and bring it out. There we go. Knew it was going to happen. and then I'm going to leave some lighter bits, and I will go over that with that, what colour was it? Light mocha. And that will be the mushroom. Shouldn't take much. She says, hoping, wishing. I'm just going to start from these dark bits up here a minute. No idea what colours I'm using for her yet. I have not thought that far ahead. I don't really... Sometimes I see a page and think, like right there and then, oh, that's going to be that colour, that's going to be that colour. This page is not one of them. I just knew I wanted it to look autumnal. That was about it. I definitely think this brown is a better idea than that other one that I had. Right, I'm just deepening up some of that. Pressing down a bit harder, just to get it in there. And then, like I said, I'll just use that other colour. To me, she is the main focal point anyway. I need the mushroom to not look absolutely terrible. You know what I mean, right? Like, you don't want to be having people staring at it for all the wrong reasons. Right, where is it? Light mocha. Just make it blend a bit better, really. It's instead of a blender pencil or a white, because I don't really want to use a white on this. I like it. I do feel like I need to go over those white Posca lines on this under bit though, because I don't think the light would be hitting them the way that I have it. I just needed to get rid of the black lines a bit, because that didn't look right either, you know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That'll do. Right, I am definitely in need of food, so I shall pause this here. Okie dokie. Now that my stomach has been fed, I just added like a cheese pasta. When we were at the festive Christmas show in Birmingham, we bought some cheese, and oh my gosh, because you can taste them when you're there, and oh, they're so nice. I mean, my mum normally buys some from them, because sometimes like you're at a shopping centre and like at certain times of the year, and they'll have stalls and stuff, and I feel like this cheese we've had before. But it's really nice. Can't remember what the company is now, but yeah, I added some to my pasta and oh, lovely. So I'm now going to colour her, and I'm going to start with her skin, and I've already picked out the colours I want to use. I've picked out Candy from the Monarch set, Fudge from the Monarch set, and Deep Purple from the Scorpion set. So I'm going to do a base layer of the Candy all over her. I want her to be quite warm. And I've decided she's having orange hair and a green dress. So I did pick my colours out while I was off camera as well, which is good news for you because you don't have to sit through watching me try and pick colours, because I know that's a waste of time for you. It's so wet and miserable outside, but it's warmer than it has been all week. Oh my gosh, there's mushroom there. Oh. What? That's because I was too hungry that I wasn't even looking at the rest of the page. Oh, I will do that after I've done her skin. Like, yeah. So the Deep Purple is my shadow colour, my undertone shadow colour. So I'm using it lightly, I'm not going to press down hard because this will just have other colours go on top of it, but it'll help her shadows. And it is a warm purple, which that's how I sort of pick my colours. If I'm using, like, these two are warm as well, then I will pick a warm purple for an undertone. If my skin is slightly of a cooler colour, I will pick a cooler shade of purple, because I do like using purple as my shadow for skin, but sometimes I will use blue. I've used green before, and I do still know that somebody asked if I would show how I do the green undertones, like on skin, but I tried it again and I failed. So I don't know how I got it looking so nice the first time. So I apologise to the person that asked. I don't think I'm going to get around to doing that unless I become more accustomed to it. I need more practice. I keep saying it, but I've only done that really the once or twice, and that the time that the person asked me if I could show it is the only time it has worked out 100% how I wanted it to. So yes, obviously on the other times I've picked the wrong colour of green or the wrong shade to go with the green, so it doesn't look good. It's because I'm more used to using the purple and the blue. Different. Green is a lot different, I think. This is her mouth. That's her lips. I didn't pick out a lip colour. Probably going to be pink. This is her nose. That nostril is putting me off. it'll be okay once it's finished. I say that now, but it's no guarantee. Right, there's no ear over that side. I always double check for ears. Not mushrooms, apparently, but yes. I suppose I'll just use the same colour I picked out for her cheeks as I will do the lips. That's normally my go-to situation. I know it looks weird having the purple, but it won't be as purple once I'm done. I love that this girl has curves. In between there. That mushroom is really annoying me now. Like, seriously. There's always something in there, isn't there? It doesn't matter what you're colouring. You always end up missing something out and having to go back. But it's exactly why I keep the colours out that I use. So they're right here. It's just annoying that you think you're done. Then you're not. I won't make you sit through watching me colour that. I will just go ahead and colour it myself. Just going in a bit now to darken some bits up, because before I was just being a bit more careful. She doesn't actually look bad with purple skin, but it's not what I'm going for. So, you know. I think it needs a bit more on that ear. A bit more up here. Now it is dark as well, as in my lighting. But I can't turn the lighting up because then it gets washed out. How are you seeing this? Yeah. When I turn the lighting on, you get more of that glare on this. And yeah, because it is full on nighttime now, it's yeah, very dark. Alright, this is fudge. Oh, had to happen, didn't it? I'm putting this in her cheeks. It's lovely pink colour, but it's not a bright pink, it's more of a subtle, but it's vibrant, but it's also subtle at the same time, if that even makes any sense. And I want to put that on her ear, maybe like her elbows, fingers. But you know, the areas that sort of end up having slightly different tone to the rest of you. Don't know about anybody else, but my hands get quite red, be it hot, cold, whatever. So yes. Plus we're never truly like one colour, are we? We've got like many different colours in our skin. I'm going to put a bit on her toes as well, I think. Right. Now I am actually going to take that tarantula colour, if I can find it, that I had earlier, and I'm going to put this in deeper shadows over the top of the purple. Just little bits though. The bits I want to be darkest, basically. Doing a bit on the elbow. And there. Just gives a little bit more definition. That's enough brown, actually a little bit up here, just because you might get a shadow off of the hair. And now I'm just going to go back in with the candy colour. I did press play again, didn't I? Yes. Oh my gosh. Whew. Saved. And just basically blend all those colours together and out. I'm not going over the lips. Now you can tell that I've used the purple, but you don't see the purple. Oh, that just went darker then. It's quite windy outside as well. That's why I'm not going anywhere. Like, I already knew the weather was going to be like this, so like, yeah, I'm going to finish colouring this. I'm not going anywhere. Haven't been anywhere all day. Glad I didn't have to go anywhere. Honestly, I needed a break. I needed peace. Because, like, last weekend was busy. And because my niece was also here all weekend. And then the previous weekend, my other niece was here. And it's like, yeah. It's nice to have a weekend where there's like just me. I don't have kids of my own, but I feel like this is what parents feel like. A day to myself. That is much needed. Like, to all the mothers and fathers. Like, how do you do it? I don't think I could do it, you know. That's why I think they say it takes a village to raise a child. Because the parents need a break as well. I do like how the skin's turned out. Then again, I am colouring half in the dark, so it's a little difficult. Like, when I look at the camera, I can see that it's okay. When I'm colouring it, I'm like, if I was colouring this in full light, would I like it as much? Because I can't put the room light on, else I get shadows everywhere because the room light is behind me. So, like, me being sat in front of the desk would cast a shadow over the whole page, which is why I have the light to the side of me. Well, above and to the side. I have to position it right else. Like shiny. It's so that's the most difficult thing about when you film anything. The lighting. It's like sometimes I'll have it in this position and then the next time that position is exactly the same but it doesn't work. And I'm like, why? So I am now gonna do this bit of mushroom. So I will go away and be back. Okay, that's better. Much better. Right, now I can go back to her lips. So I'm gonna take that, is it fudge? Yes, fudge. And just put that over her lips. And then I'm going to take the red that I used earlier. Where is it? Blood red. And I'm going to put a bit of that on there. And then I'm going to take my black and get that inner mouth bit done. And now her lips are done because they're quite tiny, so I'm not going to do too much. Right, next I'm going to do her hair. I'm going to zoom in slightly. Let me just bring her in more. That should be okay. So next I have already picked out the colours. I have two colours here. I have Carrot from the Skin set, the orangiest orange I think in the whole set, and I have Rusty from the Monarch set. So I'm going to do a base layer of the Carrot. I find it so fitting that it's called Carrot. I've got to be careful not to colour over the dress. I'm just going to do that bit as hair, whether it was supposed to be hair or dress. I think this whole bit is, that bit might be dress, but it's being hair, because else I think it'll look a bit weird for me personally. I don't know if I've seen this picture coloured by anybody else yet, as the book is fairly new. And I'm going to put hair behind there. Now you need to tell me if I miss any hair. I do not want another repeat of the mushroom. Okay? That is her clothes there. So now onto this side, I think, I hope. The only thing I haven't decided is the colour of the wings. I'm leaning slightly towards pink, but I'm not sure. I think I need to see the dress finished and her hair finished. Right, so now I've got the rusty colour, and I'm just going to fill in all my shadow areas. Some bits I colour in solid and some I like to do lines. because it isn't a realistic style, it doesn't need to have that realistic strands, I don't think. Now you can colour it however you want, but this is just me personally. I always like to make the behind the ear bit a bit darker. I don't know, that's just the way I like it. There's not much in the form of shading up here. Like down here you've got lots of lines for strands of hair, and up here I don't know what to do, so that happened. It is what it is. And there I feel that would be the darkest part of the hair, because it's shadowed by the whole body. Also behind her there. Now I need to sharpen my pencil again. Always sharpening too much, seriously. It's like if I turn the handle 3 times, it's too much. If I turn it 2 times, it's too much. But if I turn it once, it's not enough. So it's like you need to turn it 1.5 times, but then that seems weird. Also, it depends on the type of pencils I'm using, I find. Some of my pencils I have to turn like 3 or 4 times to get the sharpness that I need. And then others like these, I only need to do it twice. So, yes, all depends. But I do love the sharpener. I really do. So much easier than just a regular handheld little sharpener that I was using before. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that sharpener, but it's a bit more temperamental. And it never gave as good a point. Probably because I'd never changed the blade in it. Like, I am so clueless, I didn't even know you could buy like replacement blades for sharpeners. Nope, didn't know it until I started colouring. It's not really something you think about, is it? Like, yeah. Because in everyday life, if you need to sharpen a pencil, you just use the cheapest of the cheap regular sharpener. Well, that's what I've only ever seen people use. I had no idea you could even get like fancy ones. because I had never seen them sold in a shop before. Yeah, I just hadn't. We weren't a family that would like go places shopping. We would just go to our local high street and just buy from whatever was available. Like even now, most of it's just high street stuff, but there isn't as many high street shops as there used to be. Like, they're all closing, which is sad, because I don't know about you, but I just like looking at things. Don't need to buy them, you can just look. But when you're looking online, you just so much that you're like, oh, didn't know that existed. Oh, that looks interesting. Should I get that to try? And it's like, whereas in a shop you sort of pick it up and then you're like, oh, okay, no, that's not for me. You can't do that on the internet. It's like you see something and you think, oh, that like looks like the sort of thing you were looking to buy. But then when you see it in person, it's got like certain features that you weren't looking for, but it doesn't tell you everything about a product in the description. Like, say for clothes, what was it that I bought? And it didn't have bout loops. A pair of trousers, and it didn't have bout loops. And it didn't have any sort of adjustable waist or elasticated or anything like that. It was just supposed to fit you like perfectly, and I'm like, I always need a bout on trousers, like always have. So I obviously didn't keep them because I couldn't use my bout. And it's like, why wouldn't you say that in the description? But like in the picture of it, you couldn't tell that it didn't have bout loops because it wasn't shown like that, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do prefer to... There are clothes that I'll buy online, but most of the time I like to see them. It's like I recently bought a new jacket. I saw it in the shop, but then I ordered it online because I saw it in the shop but not in my size, and I thought, well, I saw all its features in the shop, and I am very particular about coats. Like, I have this one fit all the parameters, like for the type of coat I was looking for, so that was why I got it. But if I saw that, like, when I went online, I don't think I would have picked it from its online picture, because yeah, it didn't look as good for one, so it's really difficult. So if everywhere gets rid of their high street shops, I'm not sure it would be a good impact on like their sales. I know not everybody's like me. Some people just buy it and then will happily send it back and stuff, but I'm like, that's a bit of a waste of time. Right, I need a colour that I can put. I think I'm going to add a bit of black into the very darkest areas, because it is looking a little bit like it needs it. I do like this orange. Sorry, this orange hair, should I say. I'm just going to go over the eyelash area whilst I'm here with the black. here, I think. It needs something. Because there was no lines up here, was there? That'll do for up there. Down here. Oh, don't want to catch the paper. I think it's been a while since I've done orange hair, like proper orange. I did do a Ready Orange in the Carla Magana's Weeklet sketchbook not that long ago, but I don't know, this orange seems different. I've done a lot of black hair, I think, in recent times. But I do go through the phases of, I've done that colour hair too much, I need to do something else, and then I won't do that, and then feel like, I haven't done that colour hair in ages, I need to do that. So it's like a circle. Next I'll be like, oh, I haven't done pink hair in ages. Alright, so I just want the white to go over the lighter areas. Just those lighter bits, just so they don't look so scratchy. Oh gosh, I swear that's happened far too many times today. And for some reason it makes me jump because I can feel it happening. And it's like, I still continue to press down that with that amount of force, you know? And I'm like, why? Right, I think that's her hair done. I still haven't picked out an eye colour either, but that can wait. Yeah, I do like that. She's starting to look pretty. So now her dress. I have also already picked out her dress colours. I done good whilst I was in my break. So I have here 2 greens. I have Forest from the Cobra set and Grass Green, or should I say Green Grass, from the Scorpion set. Green Grass just makes me think of Heartbeat, the character Green Grass. Right, so I'm just going to take that green grass and go over the whole of the dress, including the leaves, because I'm thinking that these leaves, well, they're attached to her dress, aren't they? So this green is really going to stand out on this page as well, so I need to make it pretty. But I wanted her to stand out against all of the background. You see, I don't know, I might be able to colour over that, you know, that bit where it tore up the paper, but I'm not sure. I might try it with pencils to start with, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll get the acrylic paint out, because if I'm honest, I can't be bothered to get it out. I really want to finish this today. Or what I might have to do is finish it all, and then overnight I'll do the gold leaf. Like, I'll go off camera and do the gold leaf. Or I do that tomorrow morning or something, and then come back and show you after I've done it. I'm also going to use the green on her ankle bracelet. Her anklet. Because I feel like it should match. Right, so now I'm going to get the forest. And this is probably my favourite green in the set. Like, I love the dark, deep green. Oh, seriously? What is wrong with me? It's like I forget they're a softer pencil because I'm used to using like polychromos, but I'm also used to using the Castellats and they're quite soft. But yes, just be careful. Look at that green against the orange. Nothing says a great combination like green and orange though, does it? I'm just trying to follow the lines that Camilla's put. But sometimes it's hard for me to tell which, was that the line there for the shadow or was that the line there for the highlight? It's not always easy. Like I think I just coloured over the highlight instead of the shadow on there. But I shall work with it. Once it's done, isn't it? Now, because that's snapped, I need to sharpen it. I'm just going to turn it once. That's actually, I think, not bad. That bit, I think, is like the inside of the dress. It's very difficult. Like, if you pick it up properly, then it'll turn out nice, but you make one wrong shadow and you've got to change the shadowing for like the whole of the dress sometimes, or at least one area. So it's like that. See, I want this dark green to be the main colour, so I've got to be careful about how much I add of it. I still want to add the other green back in, but I do want more of this colour visible on the other one. Alright, let's go over here a minute. The top part of the dress is so much easier because there isn't as many ruffles. And now I also have flowers there, which I'm doing those pink. I know I want those pink, and I want her crown to be pink. I haven't picked out the pinks yet though. You're lucky I picked out the colours for everything else. But I thought having too much on my desk at once might not be a good idea. It's this bit that's a bit like, how's that supposed to be? It's sort of layered over her knee, so it'll be okay, right? I feel like I put more darkness over that side, than I have this side, so I'm just going to put a once over, and then I will get my other green back out. Actually, I'm going to add a bit of black. Just to my deepest shadows. Because if I don't add black, I feel like when I go over with the other colours, I end up losing my shadows a bit too much. So yes, it's helpful a black, or at least a darker colour. It depends what colour you're using. Sometimes brown's more effective than black. Like if you're using like paler colours like yellow or like softer pinks and stuff, I find a darker brown is more appealing, like the finishing look, than if you use the black, because obviously yellow doesn't mix with black, but sometimes you have to. But normally I like to use a dark brown and then a slight touch of black. Right, I think that's enough for the black. So I'm going to get that green grass again. I'm going to leave some of it with that whitish colour, or the paper colour should I say, so I can use the white on it. But it's really looking pretty with that orange hair and the green dress. Got Defying Gravity stuck in my head. I love the song. Ever since I watched an episode of Dancing on Ice where I can't remember her name. She did the musical version of it like some years back now, and yeah, she was on the show. And she sang while they did like an ice skating performance, and that was the first time I heard the song, because I didn't know what Wicked was, and yeah, I've loved that song ever since. But I don't know if I'm going to watch the new movie or wait until both parts are out, because I didn't realise it was a two-parter until recently. So now I'm like, do I want to watch that now or wait? Because I feel like that's such a long time to wait. Reminds me of when we had to wait for, like, you know, like Harry Potter and Twilight had the two-parters as their finales. Like, what was even that about? I know it made it so we got more content. Like, they were able to fit more in and stuff, but that was really a thing they like to do. I do like that green. So pretty. Right, now I'm going to do all the leaves. And I'm just going to use the same colour, but maybe more of this lighter green than the darker green. Just going to sharpen them though, because... And then I'll do the white bits all together. Yeah, I'm not good at colouring leaves. I probably said that a few million times on any video where I colour leaves. So yeah, just do your thing. Okay? I don't even know if anybody follows along to any of my colouring, but if you do, do your own leaves. I recommend doing your own leaves, I really do. I did think about doing like more of an autumny colour leaves, but I thought we've got enough autumn going on in the background, and I feel like these leaves that are on her dress have probably been preserved, and yeah, so I'm thinking that'd still be a nice green. This song really is on repeat in my head. I'm surprised it's like not coming out of my mouth. And you don't want that. You don't want me to start singing. Trust me on that. Right, the black. Especially that one. That one's gonna be very much shadowed. And then my green grass. Once again, leaving. Oh gosh, why? Where did that even go? Oh, I see it. No, I don't. That wasn't it. I don't know. I'll find it later. I'm not bothered about putting black on these ankle ones. I'm going to add some dots of Posca in there. On the, I don't know whether they're beads or something that's like to do with nature. Probably to do with nature, but now they're going to be beads. And whenever I do beads, I like to add and you couldn't see the anklet at all. I've just looked at the camera. Oh, I apologise. I didn't do much on that, literally the two greens. I forgot that I zoomed in. It's not good, is it? At least I remember to press record. Like, I still haven't done that yet because I try to remind myself to always check, but I always get that, did I press it? Especially if like I take a 5-minute break or anything. And like, sometimes I feel like, did I just sit back down and not do anything? But luckily I've been okay. Alright, where's the white? All these lighter bits. And on the leaves as well I'll do. I don't know, it probably won't show as much different on the camera. My eyes can see it, the difference. feel like that bit needs... Don't think I did that bit. And now I'm going to take that Posca and just do my little... what I wanted to do. I think I'm going to use the green on her eyes. Just quickly. Is her face in the camera? This is just the green grass. And then I am going to take, where is that fog? Sort of go, the brown fog from earlier, and use it as a shadow in her eyes. And then I'm going to take the black for the inner eyes. And then my white Posca pen, as always. I like it. Right, I'm just going to pause it while the Posca dries and I find my pinks. Oh my gosh. No. Mushroom. Mushroom. So I'm going to also colour that while I pause. What is wrong with me? Okay, mushroom is done. I think the moral of the story is don't colour mushrooms when you haven't eaten. That's what I'm taking out of it anyway. Because I was hungry. I'm blaming the hunger. Right, so for the little flowers here on her dress and the crown, I have picked out Maiden Pink from the Dragon set. And then I am going to do little dots of yellow in the centres with the colour Banana from the Black Widow set. And then, yeah, I'll just use black and then the white Posca where I need it. Probably should have done the yellow centres first. Some of the centres you can't see. I tried to pick out a yellow that was bright enough so even if there's only a little dot, you might be able to pick it up. I'm going to do these yellow centres first, but I'm probably going to just use a white Posca if I'm honest. That in there needs to be like background colour. I'm going to take that blood red, just colour in there. It's actually a pretty good match. It is different, but if I put a bit of that sundown on it, that'll do. I do like the Black Widow pencils. They're quite like easy to use. Like the colours are, I don't know, there's something about the colour selection that they just work. I'm not making much sense again, but you just have to put up with me. Or put me on mute, that works. Right, where's the black? And I'm going to take the white Posca, because they need a bit of life in them. try and keep a little bit of that yellow there, but it's a bit difficult because the flowers are tiny. But I'm glad the flowers are tiny, if you know what I mean. They look okay. I have to do the same with the crown. I was thinking gold crown, like golden flowers, but then I thought all the gold that I'm gonna have, the strings, I thought that would be too much, so I thought I'd make it more of a natural flower crown. That is the right colour, yes. Because I just had that red in my hand a minute ago. I didn't know if I picked up the wrong colour. I still don't know on the colour of the wings. Which is like, that's the next thing I've got a colour, so I need to decide. Yeah, I don't really have any thought in where I'm putting this pink right now, because there's like a million flowers here that you cannot see which part is which. I would have to get a magnifying glass. Right, so I'm just going to use the black. Right, these ones at the front are a bit easier. It's the ones that are on the side and at the back, and you're like, is that a flower? Is that anything? Is it a petal? And then white Posca. The white Posca does really help. It saves my pictures every time, which is why it's a necessity. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Oh my gosh. I think I'm broken. But if you can't laugh at yourself, you know, you gotta. Oh, that's enough. Right. So now the wings. I am going to pause it while I decide this because I think I'm going to be a while. Okay, so I have just decided with pink wings. So I've got that maiden pink still, and I also have the Bliss from the Monarch set as a light pink. So I'm hoping that I will just be able to go over here, and then I will white Posca the lines away because I don't want the black lines. Make sure I don't forget this wing up here because it is out of the way. Light layer done, and now in with the maiden pink. I'm trying to be fast because this video is so long that it's a bit ridiculous really. I don't know whether to add the black markings or to keep them pink. I think I'm going to do them black. I think it will look prettier, make them stand out a bit more. I will have to re-add them in on these parts because that's where the paper ripped. I am never using that masking fluid pen on this paper again. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. My other masking fluid that isn't in a pen doesn't do that. Like, I've had minor difficulties using it, but nothing like that. Right, I'm going over it with black anyway, so it doesn't matter if it gets a bit of pink in there. I think I'm going to have to do the black first. This is very strange markings in here. It's hard to read. Like, the top bit was quite simplistic. To read, not to colour. Still difficulty. And I've got to remember to put pink over this side. Got to remember this side exists. We don't need any more mushroom incidents. I've done enough. Right, I'm going to add the black first and then see where we are after that. Thought I'd lost the black then. Right, I'll do this side first so I don't forget. But I like to layer it up. I don't like to just fully go in solid black. Yeah, it's hard to read where the markings are on some parts. And when I use black, I do like to go over like with the colour that I've used. So I will probably go over the black bits with the pink. It just makes it look more solid. And I do need to sharpen it. Too much again. It's a problem. So I'm going to take the chance with the side bits first. Make sure I can colour over that part of the paper that's torn in a minute. I'm so sad about that, but at least it didn't go all the way through the paper, you know. That would have annoyed me so much, because I'd done the background and I love the background, and you put a lot of effort and time into it, don't you? There is a bit of paper there. Do I need to do surgery again? No, it's come off. It's this bit. So it'd be like this, wouldn't it? That's letting me colour over it okay. It's just taken the top layer of paper off, basically. I think I'll be okay. So here as well, it took it off. So if I just draw a bit in, oh, that's actually fine. Oh, panic over. I think I'll be all right. I am not pressing down hard though, because I don't want to take away the paper even more. Quite a lot of markings. I mean, these wings would look lovely in that golden yellow colour, but yeah, I didn't think it, because I'm, like I said, I'm having the gold strings and I've got the orange hair. I think golden wings would have been too much. And I don't have much pink on the page. I only have the slight pink bits in the background and those pink flowers. So I thought pink was a good option. Again, this will look more filled in once I use the pink on top of it. Like I'm colouring in a Dalmatian. I remember drawing this one in because the paper tore up. I don't know if it was even there. I couldn't remember, and I didn't look back at the video. And yes, I just drew one in because it's got it all along here anyway. So I thought there must be one there. I'm glad there's not two wings this size visible, because sometimes, because it's butterfly wings as well, you like to get it identical, but that's really difficult. It's like eyes. You can never get two eyes looking the same. So I'm always grateful when they're not in the same position. Now this over here, it's a lot of a lot going on. I'll start with these edge ones, which I can tell what they are. Did go very much out of the line then, so I'm just going to make that slightly bigger. Right, now this bit is like, you've got dotty bits here, but then some of them aren't joined up. I'm like, So I'm going to do these bits, these edge bits, that are sort of marked off, because then it matches with what we have on this wing up here. I'm just going to make these exist. And now here it gets difficult. So do I want the middle of that, or that bit and that bit? I think this bit, I suppose it's up to you really which bits you decide to colour in, but this is sort of like an arch here, going into a circle sort of shape. So I thought that's probably a better option. And then I'm going to do that bit there black. Now I coloured that in pink, but oh well. And then it doesn't have to be exactly the same, does it? I can get rid of the lines that I don't want, can't I? I think that's going to have to be the thing, because like this is, I have no idea, it's very sketchy in there. Maybe I add in a few more just to add some details in. I think that's where I'm going to leave the black markings. Just do a bit Come on. Whew. It's difficult. So now I want a shadow colour that isn't black. Okay, found it. I have Brown Bug from the Scorpion set. It's like a reddy brown. So I'm just going, oh yeah, that's pretty. Use that as my shadow colour. And then I'll go back in with my pinks again. You'd best see how long this is. Okay, I'm still okay. Now it's just because my phone doesn't allow me to edit a video if it's longer than an hour and a half. So this part is at an hour and 12 minutes at the moment. Because when I stopped earlier, didn't I? So yeah, I have about 20 minutes to get these butterfly wings done, or I have to start a new part, because before I put it through before I piece all my video pieces together on the, what's it called, Power Director, yeah, before I do that I just go through on my phone each piece and see if it see if the lighting's okay and stuff like that. I'm not I am in no way good at editing things, so that is why I don't do much. I just keep it as is and then hope for the best. Right, I think that'll do for this colour, because it's not my main colour, although it is very pretty with the black. Put a bit of it over here, I think. Right, now my maiden pink. Here's my main colour. And back here it's quite dark, I'm not worried about that. And I will also go over all the black parts. See how it just makes it more solid, and you get the hint of that black, the hint of the pink in there. It helps it look like it belongs. Can't rush over this area because it's more delicate. So it may not look quite as good in this area. But I'm alright with that because my book survived. I didn't have to redo it. I didn't have to get a new book. That would have been a little bit annoying if I had, you know. Let me just go over all the black bits first, and I can work on my other parts. I'm going to need to sharpen this again. I definitely thought I turned that too much, but it's okay. Right, so now filling in. I don't want too much of the light pink, I just need some. Oh, song's back in my head again. It went away for a bit and it's back. I think pink was definitely the colour to do these wings. I like it. I definitely need a break from colouring after this though. It's a lot of colour and then one evening. And it's only because I want to get it done that I'm colouring for so long. Else I would have stopped by now. Each step always takes longer than you thought it was taking. Do you ever feel like that? Like you think, oh, I was only colouring that for 10 minutes. Nope, 40 minutes or something. It's like, really? Right, I best hurry up, it's almost going to run out. So just some of this bliss on those lighter parts. You won't be able to see the colour difference very well. And I don't think I need a white Posca on it. I think those sketchy lines got covered up quite nicely with the pencil. So tomorrow morning I'm going to do all my gold lines for my mushrooms and I will come back and show you then. So yeah. I have completed her. Finally, it feels like ages because I've been colouring this one all month practically. But yeah, so the gold leaf lines, just show you the spell. When I was doing it, I completely missed this one. So I had to go in and redo it, and that one didn't turn out as well for some reason. But it's there. I always miss something, don't I? Especially this page. I missed a lot, didn't I? Oh well. We got there in the end. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. Turned out better than imagined to the background. And I still don't know why I wanted my mushrooms on gold string. I just did and went with it, and I like it. So I do like how she's turned out. So yep, that is the finished page from Camilla de Erico's new book, Pop Manga Flights of Fancy. And yeah, I look forward to doing some more in here. Probably not until the new year now, as I will be focusing on Christmas, and then maybe in winter I will come back and do that one, because that is cute. But also, I can see what I want to do, but I also know it will take me a while. And you know, when that happens, you kind of tend to put it off a bit, don't you? So until the next video, I hope you've enjoyed. Happy colouring. Goodbye.